Well, it's that time, the NBA Cup semifinals. In this video, we're going to look at the final four teams remaining in the 2024 NBA Cup. First of all, we're going to look at the East, the semifinal in the East, which pits the Milwaukee Bucks against the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta, Trae Young rolling that dice, shooting that craps on the Knicks logo. That was interesting. I like a good drama in my sports. But they're playing pretty good. They got a lot of momentum, the Atlanta Hawks do. And I think they have a good shot at upsetting the Milwaukee Bucks here. Giannis is playing good. He's certainly in the MVP consideration for this year so far. And I think they might get Chris Middleton back, so that will help. It's just all about chemistry, getting Giannis, Damian playing together, and we'll see if Chris Middleton gets in a lineup or not, and how well that chemistry works and that lineup works. So the Bucks and the Hawks. Now let's look at the odds. So if we go over to Covers, I like Covers, the website covers.com, that has a lot of good information on it. Keep track. As we see, it's a toss-up, so this is going to be hard to pick this game. Both have won in the previous matchups. Both have won 5 apiece, so they're even against the spread. Atlanta has won the last matchup, won it fairly easy. But before that, the time before that, the Bucks won it handily. Now let's look at the odds, because that might be the deciding factor. Here are the odds, the pregame odds. You got the spread, the total, and the money line. Since this is a pick'em game, it's going to be hard enough just to pick the winner. I'm going to look for the money line instead of the spread on this. So what I tend to do is to click on this money line history, or the odds history, and it shows you the spread history. So what you try to find here is that line movement. Who in favor of what team is getting the most money? Where's the line getting moved in whose favor? How the bettors are kind of seeing it. So it automatically, on covers.com, it defaults to spreads, but I want to look at the money line. So here's the money line history. So if we look, and these are the different sportsbook, you got BetMGM, FanDuel, Bet365, Caesar Sportsbook, and DraftKings. And so you want to go around and line shop. If you're new to this, basically line shopping is what sports books are giving you the best odds for this particular situation, this particular game. So if we use BetMGM as an example, the money line opened up plus 130 for Atlanta and minus 155 for Milwaukee. And you just track to see which direction these odds, these money line odds, are trending. So as you see, it was fairly low, but as the days and hours have went by, Atlanta's becoming more and more of an underdog, and Milwaukee, if you just track the odds here, the odds are getting lower, and Milwaukee's becoming more and more of a favorite. So this is a toss-up. I said it many times in this video. This game is a coin flip. They're even. Home field advantage doesn't really matter, I don't think, in this one. The Hawks could beat the Bucks at Milwaukee's place. Milwaukee could beat the Hawks at the Hawks' place. I think I'm going to take a shot. Since it is a coin flip, why not go with the better odds? So that leads me to think, all right, I'm going to take a chance with Atlanta Hawks. They have the momentum. They just beat Milwaukee last time. But Milwaukee has Giannis, so that's a even factor. But I think Atlanta has some momentum. Hopefully Trae Young could shoot lights out. Hopefully Atlanta can play some defense, and them supporting pieces can help out Trae. And at good odds, I think we might cash a decent winning bet. But it's going to be tough because, as you see, the line movement is favoring Milwaukee to win this one if you're speaking solely on money line. Now, I peeked at the odds earlier, and of the sports book that I have available to me, Caesar Sportsbook's offering the best odds. So see how you got DraftKings 154, 150 for Bet365, 146 at the time I'm recording this video, and 146 for FanDuel, and BetMGM plus 145. So clearly, where are we at? Right here. Caesar Sportsbook has the best odds if you're trying to bet Atlanta Hawks money line at plus 158. So there's my bet right there. So I'm going to take a shot with Atlanta. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, it's a coin flip. But if it's a coin flip, I like to be on the plus side versus this, low odds that Milwaukee's having. So plus 158, Caesar Sportsbook. I'm betting the Atlanta Hawks for the money line to win one half of the NBA Cup semifinals. So now let's look at the Western semifinals. So the West semifinals, we're going to have the Oklahoma City Thunder, which to me is, I think, the best team in the NBA so far this year. I know Boston is the champs. They're going to have something to say about it for sure. But I like OKC and SGA and the crew. Now, the Rockets have been a big surprise. That defense is solid. Love watching them play basketball. So glad to see the Houston Rockets be relevant again instead of a bottom feeder of the NBA. So this matchup pits the number 1 Thunder against the number 2 Rockets. Let's look at this matchup. So head-to-head last 10, again, it's a coin flip. It's like the Hawks and the Bucks. So each one in the last 10 head-to-head have won 5. See, Houston 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. OKC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a toss-up. We have another competitive game. But maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid too much, but I'm a big OKC fan as far as them being one of the best, if not the best team in the NBA right now. So let's look at the odds. So here's the line movement for Houston at Oklahoma City. Again, we got the spread. Here's the money line. I like OKC. I think they're a really good team. They're young, and I think they want to prove themselves as a legit contender, not just for the NBA Cup, but the NBA Finals, and be the representative from the Western Conference and to win the whole thing this year. But these odds, I don't like betting money line at these odds. It's clear they're a clear favorite when it comes to the money line odds. But what I like to do is, all right, where is the value? The value is not in the money line if I'm thinking OKC will win. So let's switch this to spread. And now the odds get a little better. But the spread is 5.5 in many of these sports books. And let's see how they open up. 5.5 there. Well, that's for Houston. So minus 5.5 for OKC, minus 5.0, minus 5.0, minus 5.0, minus 5.0. And then it went to 6, 5.5, 5.5. Lingering around 5.5, 5.5. See the same trends. I mean, briefly on FanDuel, we got 4.5 or minus 4.5 for OKC. But it looks like 5.5 is the pretty consistent, steady number. Minus 5.5 for OKC to win. And I think that's of course, any gambler, any sports bettor wants it lower. If you're trying to pick the team, they don't have to win by as much. But I think OKC has a good shot at okay odds to win by more than 5.5 points. And again, I'll go to Caesars because it looks like that's the better odds right there. Minus 105 for the 5.5 spread. It doesn't look like any of these other sports books have as good as odds as Caesars sports books. So it looks like both of these bets that I'm going to make for the semifinals for the NBA Cup is going to be through Caesars Sportsbook. The OKC line, the spread minus 5.5 at odds of minus 105, and the Milwaukee Atlanta Hawks matchup at plus 158 money line for the Atlanta Hawks. So, who are you betting on this semifinal for this year's NBA Cup? You going with the Bucks? You going with the Rockets? You going with the Hawks? Or you going with OKC? Leave a comment below if you hadn't already. I appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that like button so you can enjoy betting on college basketball, NBA basketball, and even some WNBA basketball at Bet on Hoops.